Getting started? Alright. Greetings, hail and also well met. I am Professor Scout, eminent scholar of goblin anthropology at the University of Goblin. I suppose if you know about me, you know about my research. As someone who is quite clearly not of the goblinoid persuasion, I'm always trying to learn firsthand about the behaviors, customs, and mannerisms of this enigmatic and noble people. To that end, I have embarked upon a somewhat inauspicious culinary journey. So, I ate like a goblin for a day. What the fuck? I'm being punished. It's not piss.
Why my cookies? And you're gonna like it, okay?
Welcome to my kitchen. Let's make some coffee. I started my experiment by concocting a sludge using various powders and dusts that I acquired from many different faraway lands. I picked up this recipe actually from my time spent immersed in a goblin tribe on the outskirts of a trading post. Sludge review. It's disgusting. Tastes like dirt. Great. Many goblin diets are dependent on the environment and the surrounding area and the surrounding trash cans, but sludge seems to be quite a cultural universal. Now, on to breakfast. So, what, pray tell, I hear you ask, comprises of goblin cuisine? Well, it's a great question. See, in terms of food sources, goblins are known foragers. Berries, mushrooms, fish that are slow enough to be caught with your bare hands, sap slurped from tree trunks. These are all key elements of a goblin diet. Elves, for example, prefer a light, delicate color palette and flavor profile. You will not find that to be the case with goblins, no. I wanted to start this experiment off strong, so I began the day with a goblin fry-up. Now, a goblin fry-up is also known as pan slop. Goblins love to char a meat, and I mean char a meat. If it's not blackened, it's raw. For my particular meats, I had black pudding. This is made from the blood and fat of hogs and swine. I actually really love black pudding. The only place I could find this was a Russian butcher off the internet, so I bought it ages ago, and then I've kept it in my freezer for the last few months. So I hope it's fine. I also procured some fresh tomatoes and eggs of various types. Unfortunately, goblins and fresh don't particularly coincide, so I had to blister them until they were barely recognizable as edible food whatsoever. Using savory oats, that's of course the slop, I cooked everything in the same pan, just throwing it in at slightly different times. Ah, shit, I topped it up. Goblins would probably throw everything in together at once, but God. I can't quite abide such a chaotic manner of cooking. I admit, you'll see my etiquette come through even in my attempts to shed such civilized foibles. Now, other things I have seen goblins add to pan slop include mushrooms, lichens, snails, bitter berries, rat meat. That one is more popular, spit roasted, but rat bacon is also a favorite. Also toads, beetles, wooden buttons. You'll forgive me for picking slightly less adventurous ingredients. God. I'm being punished. I have banned myself from YouTube because I have a crippling addiction and I can't do anything but look at the videos. I've watched every video on YouTube, I swear to God. I've watched them all. I've seen them all! Which means I get to eat this delicious concoction with only my thoughts to keep me company. Look at that! We got a little bit of egg, we got some tomato, we got some black pudding, and we got some oats, so itadakimasu. That's yum! Everything looks disgusting, but it tastes delicious. I didn't do much seasoning because I know that black pudding is already very salty and rich and fatty. To the tomatoes, I added a bit of salt, pepper, and garlic. Because they were blistered, they have such a strong umami flavor. The eggs, I like a runny yolk, so they taste a little bit overcooked to me, but I love the crunch. Everything has that delicious browning on it, which makes it look nasty as fuck, but pretty good. I haven't tried any of the mini eggs, so let's try one now. It's very rich. Quite a heavy way to start the day. I wouldn't eat this every day. But overall, I gotta say, pleasantly surprised. This shit is yummy. By the way, if you're wondering what I've been doing with the tops of the tomatoes, eating them obviously. What are you, a coward? Scared of your vegetables? Pathetic. I've been spending the first part of my day trying to tidy my house, which is why I'm in person who tidies their house cosplay. But now I'm finally hungry, so we're gonna move on to lunch. For my lunch, I used flatbreads as the foundation of the meal, as goblins, surprisingly, don't really interact with yeast. They don't fuck around with rise times, punching the, I mean, I'm exhausted just talking about it. Imagine how a goblin feels. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not realize how much of this shit is, expired. It's only baking powder, so it's probably fine. I don't know. I've been using expired things my whole life and I've never died, so I think it's fine. Goblins are the ultimate omnivores. Things that are inedible to humans, things that are inedible to elves, things that are inedible to goblins will be consumed by goblins. I guess let's put a dollop here. Because the dough is so sticky, I have to keep re-upping my flour, and it's literally like when I'm bouldering and I have to chalk up constantly because my sweaty, clammy hands just absorb any dry powder immediately. But I'll show you what I'm doing with this one. It's pretty straightforward. I just pat it down and make kind of a circle. Oh shit. It's ready. Give me a second. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. But for now, let's let them slumber. They prefer things with a very strong flavor. Bitter, briny, burnt, salted, saucy, spicy. It doesn't matter what the flavor is. It needs to have a flavor. The flavor needs to be there. To that end, goblins have a great many means of preparing food in order to draw out the flavors of the food. Goblins have incredible gut biomes, perhaps the most verdant and fecund in all of creation. Anything pickled in brine or salt fermented, goblin food. Anything canned or cured, smoked or salted is also, in fact, goblin food. Now, they are no culinary masters like halflings or perhaps dwarves. Grandma's cookies! Grandma's cookies! The goblin often eats cold meals cobbled together by whatever's in the stores, whatever they've got in their pockets. Now that we have once again, not particularly authentic in my lack of chaos, I admit I couldn't help but delight in the assemblage of these flatbreads. And voila! And here we have the stinkiest 3 flatbreads that I could possibly think of. First of all, we have gorgonzola, some cured ham, drizzled with garlic that I've had infusing in honey underneath my sink for several days. Thank God I don't have dinner plans with anyone else, aside from you guys. Cheers. My inspiration for this was a charcuterie board. You got the sweetness of the honey mixed with the salty meat and the stinky pongy cheese. Great combination. The flatbread is inoffensive and unobtrusive. Tastes pretty good. Second, I really want to try this basil pesto, Italian salami, and garlic pickles. I think this one's gonna be kind of stinky as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Whew, that's good. This shit rocks. This wasn't really inspired by anything, it's just what I eat from the fridge at 3 a.m. Pickles and chunks of salami and maybe a spoonful of basil. And finally, yogurt, sliced cucumber, and pickled jalapenos. You'll notice a lot of pickles. This was inspired by what I would eat if I liked smoked salmon. Anyway, let's try. Got a bit of a kick, got a bit of acidity from the jalapenos. The crunch of the cucumber is so... And the yogurt is nice and creamy. Beautiful. Also, there's some parsley on there. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is what I would serve at a goblin wedding, or perhaps at a picnic in a glade in a mysterious forest if I wanted to trap children. Or maybe not children, maybe like yuppies in their mid-20s. I think I could get them with this one. I almost forgot to mention, but of course every lunch needs a beverage. So I have a little stamina potion. It looks really yellow. It's not piss. It's not, okay, wait, hold on. You can see that it's green, right? You can see that it's green. It's green. Okay, well, I got it from a weird witch. Someone's screaming. We're gonna try it. Oh, it smells crazy. It smells really sweet. Oh, I don't... Oh, okay. Cheers. It's not piss. I feel like that kid's screaming. That witch was fucked. That witch is scuffed. I don't trust her. Don't trust the witch. Okay, well that was lunch done. It was simple and easy and quite fun to eat. And tomorrow, I mean, in the evening, we will finish off with dinner. I do not like that smell. Oh. Oh shit. I didn't mean to. Okay. Now, in terms of dinner, I'm so sick of cooking. I'm so sick of cooking. I do not want to cook anything anymore. I'm just gonna eat whatever I can find around. Goblins, along with being foragers, are also scavengers, lacking the foresight of a weekly shop on the ground in the back of the fridge. They make do with whatever's around. This is when I really fell into the chaotic manner of goblinity, and I think I really started to excel in this experiment. For dinner, we are to partake in leftover stew, not exclusive to goblins, but a real pillar of goblin culture is a big pot of stinky, nasty stew. Oh, and I also ate a gently used cheeseburger that I found on the ground. I also figured the best evening meal would be, beverage would... We're also adding in a stout beer. Oh my god, Jesus. Whoa! What the fuck? Okay, apparently you're supposed to just... This does not seem... Okay, well... Oh, okay, well... I don't know, I guess I just really wanted my stomach to churn. Girl dinner, girl dinner, girl dinner. Yum. Good stuff. Tastes great. And how was it? This meal wiped me the fuck out. What I learned from this is The perception of goblins being lazy is a complete misunderstanding of what that kind of meal will do to you. Goblins are not lazy. They are simply at the mercy of their physiological whim. Anyone who eats in the manner of a goblin would have the same circadian rhythm as them. I think it's a key aspect of accepting and understanding goblin kind. Dessert, yes. Flaky pastries, risen cakes, and whipped meringues are all quite outside the scope of most goblin kitchens. Not for lack of ability or the intelligence required to do all of those steps. I think it's a lack of patience.
Back here in the kitchen again, we're making one last thing, and it includes butter, sugar, flour, and green. I'm not even gonna film myself cooking it because I cannot be fucked, okay? You're gonna get the pictures and you're gonna like it, okay?
The recipe that I used is very simple. Mix flour, sugar, and butter, the key elements of a delicious dessert. Get your anger out on some nuts, add those in.
Pan too big, dessert too small. I put it in the oven anyway. Wait, it doesn't fit.
Cook until you're done cooking them, and then stand over the kitchen sink, shoveling this greasy, sugary mess into your mouth. This was a perfect way to end my experiment, and in this moment, I can say I truly felt one with goblin kind. It was beautiful.
My tummy hurts.